Hey guys, this is Naren Zaid with the Hammer Bros, and I just want to do a response video to the opponent concessions video that was going around. Um, I think in my personal experience, I'm pretty cool with concessions. I think normally I'll tell my opponent like if they're messing up a rule. Though, like I feel like with the rules, it's a learning opportunity. I mean, because you don't want that person to keep going, each game or never learning because like then maybe their next game their opponent corrects them, and then they're like, well, it's weird. Why didn't like why didn't that get corrected? Thinking maybe you're trying to get some kind of advantage or something. Um, so I always bring that up, and I appreciate it whenever anyone brings it up to me. Like, I mean, I've messed up stuff before, like the Storm Banner, the Hell Pit Abomination coming back when it doesn't suffer a wound, like when it gets like ran down or whatever. I mean, I think we all make mistakes, and then once we learn, then we don't make the mistake anymore, and it's not a problem. So I definitely think that's a big thing. And then as far as actual like concessions go, I've let some things go in the past. I've specifically let things go that have even potentially cost me best generals. Well, best general. It yeah, I mean, it's all about how you want to play, and I tend to be like a positive guy, and like I don't want to get too rules lawyery. Every once in a while, I mean, I definitely will stop an opponent if I'm in like a real bad spot and they're doing something that I'm pretty questionable about. I'll just bring up a rule or, ask them, if they think it's all right. I mean, it's a really hard, it's basically case by case, and it depends on the vibe you're getting from your opponent. Like there have been plenty of games where like turn one, my opponent messes something up and he's like, oh man, do you mind if I take that back? And I'm like, dude, I don't care. It's fine. And then, if I mess up later, I'm like, hey man, like, do you mind if I take this? I measured and I left the die there, all this stuff. Like, let me pull back. And he's like, all right, yeah, no, cool. Or, I tend to do a lot of asking and a lot of measuring and a lot of ensuring that my opponent and I are on the same page. Like I know once Bitten posted a video not too long ago about how he thought his guy was charge blocking, but he really wasn't, and it ended up costing him. Or his guy was hitting behind a hill. I'll ask my opponent almost every time, like, hey, do you agree that if you try to charge, the only way you can charge is you'll hit, my rat dart or whatever? And normally they'll, agree, or they'll say, no, I think you need to change it. And then I change it, and it's fine. I definitely think it's a cultural thing, though, that for the most part, people do let things go. I don't see too many people getting dinged on sports, and I don't see too many people, really arguing at tables. I've never seen someone get into an argument that's so bad that there was like a real communication breakdown. Or I mean, normally it's just like, hey, do you want to four dice? Do you want to high roll, or do you want to call a judge? And it's pretty much that simple every time. Or you just even ask the guy next to you. Normally that's how. Like if I ever have a question, or my opponent ever has a question, I'm like, I don't know. Normally there's someone next to you that you can just, hey, do you guys know? And someone will let the answer. So, yeah, I can definitely say I've let some things go that I wish I didn't in the past. But what are you gonna do about it? That's just how it goes. So I hope that this was helpful. And if anyone has any questions, shoot me a message. I'm going to a 3-game tournament tomorrow, bringing my Skaven ETC list that I'm going to be playing at Crossroads. So I'll have that up over the next couple days here. I'm definitely going to start putting forth more effort into doing battle reports and putting out content for you guys, especially with some of the big names like the Sustainable Center was out and Skaven and AZ. So I'll try and pick up a little bit, So have a good one, guys.